Tucker Carlson interview. This is from Jimmy Song, December 10th, Bitcoin territory. 24 comments, 7,104 sats. Keyan. What is this?
What is it? It's so did you watch this interview?
Hell no.
Okay. I watched it. It was worse than I could have imagined. But most of the interview is Roger Ver saying that Bitcoin was compromised and by intelligence agencies, and that he was censored out of Bitcoin, and then that the government is going after him because he's Bitcoin Jesus. That was like the whole thing. I liked one line in here, and so Jimmy's talking about that and how basically corroborating many of our feelings about Roger Ver, that he's a dishonest actor, is what it seems to me. I think he is saying some things that are true, but I think a lot of it is just half true. And and one of the things that's became really clear to me is the pattern between the way he discusses his persecution in Bitcoin, combined with his recent persecution with his more recent persecution with the government. Well, basically his earlier persecution with the government. He has a complete inability to see the other side, and he just assumes in every case that he is being wrongfully persecuted. So there was like that kind of recurring theme among everything he talks about, which is suggestive of someone who's only, Jimmy says, half truths. He's only telling one half of the story, and I think completely making up the other half.
Yeah. So I have a rule. I don't feed the trolls, and then I don't pay attention to shitcoiners. And the reason you do this, stackers, for listening at home, is they're scammers. So it's a new cycle. There's new people that have never heard of this guy. They don't know anything about him. They don't know his past. They don't know anything. There's new people to scam. So I even hate bringing him up on the show, because now people are going to go watch this interview and get scammed. And we're going to lose some people for Bitcoin.
I don't think anyone who's watching this show is going to get scammed unless they just happened across this show and they don't know anything about Bitcoin.
It's unfortunate Tucker Carlson had him on.
Yeah, that was bad.
On his pod.
That was like the first Bitcoin interview he had, and it was with Roger Ver.
And this is why I also say another thing inside the lab, like, use the Bitcoin media. Like, screw everybody else outside of Bitcoin media. They don't know anything. Yeah, there you go. Great way to put it. But this is unfortunate that it's in the top 5 this week, because, yeah, we shouldn't be giving this attention at all. Well, Jimmy and Roger, and I just know this because I used to watch this on TV, but, like, these guys have a past as far as, like, debating each other everywhere. And Roger's notorious for calling people out to debate them and getting attention to scam. And so, and I think Jimmy probably does know that, hey, like, this is getting a lot of attention, and people, new stackers are coming in. They probably don't even know the history about all this stuff. So anyways, what the stackers say? Got a top comment from Siggy. Siggy says, I mostly agree, but it's at least worth entertaining the possibility that the U.S. government was motivated by his support of self-custody, considering his close ties to Saylor and the ETF industry and BlackRock in particular. The time is at least suspicious. I certainly agree. He should not be prosecuted. Cascader said, based on Jimmy Pilled. Justin said, it's a PSYOP too. Hopefully call attention to the role of intelligence agencies in Bitcoin. There is no chance of going to jail, particularly now post-election. I was glad to see him go off the rails. Shitcoin undermined his narrative. Yeah, I just think you lose all credibility once you become a shitcoiner in Bitcoin. So, yeah. You got anything else, Gil?
What else I was going to say? Oh, I mean, the story of him getting extradited is kind of interesting, and his early history is kind of interesting. That's because he went to prison. The story about how he got into Bitcoin is that when he went to prison shortly after reading Mises and Rothbard and getting into Austrian economics. And then while he was in prison, he learned he observed prisoners using things like cigarettes and ramen as money. And then And then that helped him see the value of Bitcoin, that, Bitcoin's properties were alive and while he was in jail. It's sad that in many ways that he became a scammer, but because I think he does do a good job of explaining Bitcoin. He does that thing where he does that thing where when people are trying to manipulate other people, where they like raise their voice where they're talking to them, and then they kind of don't let them interject, and then they just kind of beat them over the head with what they're talking about, and it's kind of repetitive. And
yeah, I hate those types. I mean, I don't hate them, but they're just like annoying to talk to.
No, but that's a very effective. There's a reason why people talk that way. It's because a lot of people, they're relatively sensitive to getting their neurons pushed around.
Good point. Cool, man. It's been so far not as good as last week. The news. Well, I mean, Supers was good.
It could be this.
Oh,
you turn it to dark car. There's like dark MAGA.
I blame
turn it to dark car.
I blame Jenna. Well, I don't blame Jenna. She influenced me.
Oh yeah.
She was telling me earlier. She was like, "Do you want a shot?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." She's like, "Come on."
Oh, peer pressure, dude.
It's holiday. Yeah, you are right. I do
peers.
turn into the dark card when I do drink, don't I?
Yeah,
Dark Coin loves it though.
You're dark car. You do start getting smiley, but it's more like a
sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, we'll see how far dark we get.
Dark car.
The third